Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome all of you to this webinar on geoheritage and geotourism. Today, the resource person is Dr. Vijay Prakash Mishra, who is popularly known as Dr. V.P. Mishra. And I'll give an introduction about his expertise and career. Dr. Mishra passed out MSc Geology from Lucknow University in 1970 and joined in Geological Survey of India 1975. But his career started much before that as a research student. And he is having many firsts to his credit. The first and foremost is he is a first student. He is the first student of PhD under Dr. Ashok Sahani, the celebrity scientist from India. Then his thesis is on the fossil vertebrates from Kutch, Gujarat. So these fossil vertebrate include the study of fishes, crocodiles, and cetaceans and other aquatic mammals like whales, etc. Then there is something significant in the thesis itself, that he has brought the center of evolution of whales from India. Then he has also reported the first whales, oldest whales from India. Then after joining Geological Survey of India, he started working on various areas, localities from Bihar, Bengal, then Mizoram, and parts of Himachal Pradesh also. Then during his illustrious career from 1975 to 2011, so he has published about 75 papers, including the monumental work on the catalog of shivalic vertebrates. Then he is having number of papers in national and international journals to his credit. And in addition to that, and during his career, he has described about 3 genera, new genera of fossils, and also described about 35 new species of fossils. And some of them include first record of Angiospermus plant from northwestern Himalayas. Then some of his work is quoted in the treatises of fishes published. Then he was also involved in the technical supervision of Saketi Fossil Park. Then with all his distinctions, he was awarded Mineral Award in the year 2002 for his outstanding contribution to paleontology. He is a life fellow in number of societies, and he is also a member of Research Advisory Council in BSIP. And till date, even though he has superannuated in the year 2011, his illustrious career is continuing. He is actively involved in the discipline of geoscience. Then his contribution to the Shivalik Fossil Park in particular, I have to mention about 2-3 things. One is he is almost involved with this Shivalik Fossil Park from 1985 onwards. Then he has also conducted one field workshop in Saketi in the year of 2003. Also, he was associated with another workshop in the 2008, in which GSI declared his intention to make the Saketi Fossil Park as FTC center. Though it is not materialized yet, his contribution remained invaluable. Then, regarding this Shivalik fossil park, he has conducted so many guided tours to the trainees of trainee officers as part of GSITI work, and also he has published a number of handouts and pamphlets from popular side. In that, some of them include bilingual pamphlets also. So that, and even today, whoever goes there, they can see his published information from popular side as well as technical side. Then the most significant among all this, his contribution is he contributed a chapter on the Shivalik fossils in the special publication by GSI. Then he has also published a monograph entitled Pictorial Catalogue of Shivalik Fossils from Northwestern Himalayas. Then he has also published a catalogue of fossils in the Museum of Shivalik Fossil Park, Saketi, Himachal Pradesh. So with this, I conclude my introduction. I request Dr. Mishra to take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Venugopal, sir. Good afternoon to everybody. Many thanks to the GeoHeritage Group for giving me the opportunity to deliver today's talk on Shivalik vertebrates and Shivalik Fossil Park, Saketi, Himachal Pradesh, with which I have been one way or the other remain associated for last over 3 decades or so. Shivalik Fossil Park is the only declared National Geological Monument from northern India. So, the Shivalik Hills, we all know, these border the northern limit of the Great Indo-Gangetic Plain and stretch as a narrow belt of low-lying ridges running parallel to the main Himalayan range. These have played a major role in shaping the economy and culture of the region since the times immemorial, right from the part of the Pakistan now to the eastwards up to Arunachal Pradesh. These hills are made up of clays, silt, sandstones, and conglomerates brought down between 160 and about 6 lakh years ago by numerous fast-flowing rivers coming from the then rapidly rising mountain mass to the north. The Shivaliks represent about 6,000 meters of sedimentary sequence deposited in the floodplains of the area now occupied by the foothills of Himalaya. So on the Shivalik vertebrates and Shivalik Fossil Park at Saketi, Himachal Pradesh. The Shivalik Hills border the northern limit of the Great Indo-Gangetic Plain and stretch as a narrow belt of low-lying ridges running parallel to the main Himalayan range. These have played a major role in shaping the economy and culture of the region since time immemorial. These Shivalik Hills are made up of clays, silts, sandstones, and conglomerate, which was brought down between 160 and about 6 lakh years ago by numerous fast-flowing rivers coming from the then rapidly rising mountain mass to the north. The Shivaliks represent about 6,000 meters of the sedimentary sequence deposited in the floodplains of the area now occupied by the foothills of the Himalaya. Consequent to the rise of Himalayan mountain chain in 3 to 4 stages, there must have been progressive increase in moisture content and temperature of the area, which helped to support a thick forest vegetation. These climatic conditions helped the then existing Shivalik fauna multiply rapidly, and numerous forms of elephants, horses, cattle, pigs, giraffes, apes, rhinos, deer, rodents, carnivorous beasts, so many animals, these thrived in large numbers. But with the coming of the Ice Age about 15 to 20 lakh years ago, many of these mammals became extinct, and some of these migrated to other areas like North and East Indian plains and even to Narmada Valley. So these Shivalik rocks are taken as storehouse of fossils. In the Indian subcontinent, these are famous worldwide among the geoscientists for the large variety and number of vertebrate fossils, mainly mammals, entombed in these sediments. In addition to mammalian fossils, we have fossils of fish, few amphibian, snakes and birds, crocodiles, tortoises, molluscan shells, leaf impressions, and even fossil wood. Since mid-19th century, several British and American paleontologists carried out intensive researches on Shivalik mammalian fossils. Scientists of Geological Survey of India, since its inception in 1851, have extensively worked on Shivalik rocks and published exhaustive memoirs on the fossil vertebrates. These fossils from Shivaliks have been so important that when in 1951 the Geological Survey of India had its centenary, the first stamp which came up was depicted the photographs or the picture of giant elephant of the extinct elephant called Stegodon Ganesha. These are first postal stamp issued on a fossil subject in India. So the fossils from Shivaliks have been so important to the Indian geoscientific community. GSI has been many a time I might be speaking like GSI or we. So please take it at GSI as I have been in the Geological Survey served there. So GSI has been actively engaged in the study of Shivalik stratigraphy, and large collections of vertebrate fossils have been collected and studied from northwestern India. But certain sections in the Shivalik rocks are richly fossiliferous, particularly those in Markanda Valley, south of Nalagarh, and around Nurpur in Himachal Pradesh, north of Chandigarh in Haryana, and Uttar Beni and Ramnagar in Jammu and Kashmir. The Markanda Valley, specifically with its natural grandeur, richness of fossil vertebrates, and unique geological setup, is a mini representative of the vast Shivalik region, where rocks from lower Shivalik subgroup, that is Nahan Formation, to upper Shivalik subgroup, that is Kalar Formation or lower boulder conglomerate, are exposed. Here I am giving a general stratigraphy of Markanda Valley, where rocks right from lower Shivalik to the upper Shivalik are exposed. Lower Shivalik in this region are known as Nahan group, Nahan Formation, and in the upper we have the Saketi, Pinjore, and Kalar formations. These are some of the sections or the rocks which are exposed along Markanda Valley. It has been extensively studied by GSI since 1960, and a large collection of Shivalik vertebrates have been collected, studied, and described in several research papers and monographs. This is a geological map of Markanda Valley area, where specifically middle and upper Shivalik rocks are exposed. These are the middle ones, and here we have the upper Shivalik rocks. Here is a litho section of the Markanda Valley in the Sirmaur district, and showing which specific fossils, vertebrate fossils specifically, have been collected from these sections. So since 1960 till say about 1995 or 98, a large number of vertebrate fossil fragments were collected from Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, and even Uttarakhand. Many research papers have been written by GSI scientists also, but a large number of fossils remain undescribed. So myself, with the support from B.C. Verma and S.S. Gupta, we sorted about 335 number of fossils and came up with a pictorial catalog of Shivalik vertebrate fossils from northwestern Himalaya. This is an illustrated catalog in which there are 145 photographic plates giving their important stratigraphic and paleontological details. The specimens have been referred to 86 genera and 131 species belonging to fish, turtles, crocodiles, serpents, birds, and mammals. And the specimens described here are displayed in the Field Museum of GSI at Saketi and even at GSI Museum at Lucknow. This was published in 2002. In addition to GSI, geoscientists of Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology, Dehradun, and the Punjab University, Chandigarh have also contributed immensely to the paleontology and biostratigraphy of the Markanda Valley and have recorded a variety of fossil vertebrates. So this is Markanda River here, and just along the Markanda River here, in the middle of the photograph, we have this Shivalik Fossil Park close to the village named as Saketi. This is the location map where you can see if whether we are coming from Mala or Chandigarh. Is a place called Narayangarh. We cross Narayangarh and reach Kalam. This is a metal road, national highway, which goes towards Nahan, which is Nahan is the district headquarters of Sirmaur. Sirmaur is the district and Nahan is the district headquarters. So after reaching Kalam, we cross this Markanda River. This one is Markanda River. This Markanda River we cross, and from Kalam there is a fair weather road which goes up to Saketi village, and close to it we have an area has been cordoned, and that has been named as the Shivalik Fossil Park. As a geo tour, as has been proposed from our Geo Heritage Group, once we reach from Ambala, this place is called Kalam, and from Kalam we cross this Markanda River and go up to Saketi here. We can come back to Kalam. From Kalam, there is another specific locality called Moginand. While going towards Nahan, this road goes to Nahan. There is a place called Moginand, so, and another which goes towards Trilokpur. These three are very important localities. There are so many localities here, but these three are very important, where a lot of fossils, vertebrate fossils, have been recovered and kept in the museum of Saketi. And this is just a border. You see, this is the border line. This northern side is Himachal Pradesh, and the southern side here is Haryana. Saketi is in the Himachal Pradesh part. And we prepared a schedule also if we want to visit there for a day tour. If we start from Ambala at 8 o'clock, we can reach Kalam in about an hour or 10 minutes. It's about 50-55 kilometers from Ambala Kent. We can then study the Shivalik sections or exposures en route to the Saketi along Markanda River. Once we go from Kalam to Saketi village, several good sections of upper Shivalik rocks are exposed, specifically Tetrot and the Pinjore formations, which have yielded so many very good vertebrates. Then at Saketi Museum and the park, you can have about 2 hours. And while returning from Saketi, you can go up to Moginan, see the sections, then come back and go to Trilokpur. From Kalam, you go to Saketi, see the park and the museum, come back, then again go to Moginan. This is about from Kalam about around 10 to 12 kilometers. Come back, and then you go to Trilokpur. Just before Trilokpur, we have these sections here. And in Trilokpur, we have a cultural museum also. Sorry. The Shivalik Fossil Park was opened to public on 23rd March 1974. You see, 46 years back, one of the very early ones in Indian context. And this was developed by Geological Survey of India in collaboration with the Himachal Pradesh state government. It is a significant step towards preservation of prehistoric animal sites, restoration of their natural environment, and utilization of the same for scientific, educational, and recreational purposes. within the park, 6 set of life-size models of 1.5 to 2.5 million year old vertebrate fossils have been erected. Because models specifically of the extinct animals, these attract the visitors. This is a photograph on the old museum building in the Shivalik Fossil Park, but it served as a museum for more than 4 decades, right from 1976 till 2014. It served as a museum building and visited by a large number of visitors, including several governors and the chief ministers of Himachal state, and perhaps Dr. Sir Atal Bihari Vajpayee Saab also once visited when we was not prime minister, but earlier than that. In 2014, this new museum building has been opened up, specifically with the support of Dr. Badhavan, the then Director General GSI. This is a GSI museum. So this new museum building came up only in May 2014. Here, it has 2 very big halls with which shows in which the skulls, jaws, vertebrae, teeth, horn codes, limb bones, so many other, several paintings, such things have been displayed in this museum. Certain evolutionary charts are also displayed. When we have a dissected model of the elephant and have shown that how the bones, you can say to which part of the limb or which part of the vertebral column one specific bone belongs, or the tusk, these are the tusks. So this one is a plaster of Paris model. Likewise, several showcases showing the displaying the different fossil bones belonging either to the rodents, cervids, bovids, giraffes, hippopotamids. All these are kept there. I'll be showing you some of these. A life-size model of the primitive elephant, Stegodon ganesha, has also been erected there, and this is a molar of Stegodon. We have tried to make the models at the place from where the fossils of those have been collected. Initially, we made this Stegodon model specifically at the place where the molar of this Stegodon ganesha was found. Likewise, this is the skull of Elephas hyseudricus, an extinct elephant. This one is also extinct, but a bit later part of the Stegodon. Stegodon is older than the Elephas. These all are specimens are kept in the museum of the Shivalik Fossil Park at Seketi. Likewise, we get a large number of fossils of an extinct species of hippopotamid. We called it Hexaprotodon shivalensis, and it is commonly found in 30 to 15 lakh year old Shivalik rocks. This is the skull, and this is the mandibular fragment. Very large incisors, very canines. It had 6 incisors. These are canines. These are incisors. So, since it had 6 incisors, we named it as Hexaprotodon. The present-day hippopotamid have only 4 incisors, and based on their skull and mandibular fragment, their life-size restorations have been made at Seketi itself. Say presently, giraffes are, as far as concerned, presently we don't have any giraffes in India, but some species of belonging to family Giraffidae lived between a crore and 10 lakh year in Indian Shivaliks. The fossils of Shivatherium giganteum are commonly found in 30 to 10 lakh year old Shivalik rocks of Himachal Pradesh. And based on these, life-size fiberglass restorations of giraffes of Shivatherium have been made at Saketi itself. This is a fossil skull of Sivatherium, and this is the limb bone. These are some more fossils. These are molars, and these are from the mandibular fragments of the giraffes kept at Saketi Museum. In addition, several other mammals like cervids, the deer family, so many, a large number of deer family animals, fossil bones have been found in the Siwalik rocks. These are antler fragments, these are maxillar fragments, and the mandibular fragments is the incisor. And specifically in the upper Siwaliks, we find a large number of fossils of cervids or the deer family. Even the fossils of the saber-tooth tiger have been found in the Saketi area itself, and based on those, we made these life-size models of saber-tooth in the Siwalik Fossil Park. Rodents, the mouse family, rats, these are also very common in Siwalik rocks, in Saketi area also, and throughout, whether in Jammu or in the Himachal, in both states, in the Siwalik beds, we have a large number of rodents. See, this is just this line or the bar is about just 1 centimeter. So these are very small sized tooth. This is the jaw, in fact, this is jaw. These are small tooth, very large size, very small sized rodents. Otters, several otters are also found in the Siwaliks. This is known as Enhydriodon, and this one is the Lutra. Bovids are the cattle group, very common in Siwalik rock. Their fossils are very, very common. This is one skull Proamphibos, a variety of the ox you may say is very common in 20 lakh year old rocks of Siwalik in Saketi area also. Another, this is bovid skull with very prominent horns, very prominent. This is known as Hemibas triquetricornis. So all these fossils which I have been showing you are displayed in the museum, the field museum we call, at the Siwalik Fossil Park itself, and it is being visited by a large number of visitors and even the geoscientists. In addition to all these various mammals, we do get fossil of hominids in the Siwalik rocks. Ramapithecus is one which is very important. Initially, we thought that this belongs to the main lineage of the hominid evolution. Initially, till up to 1977, such type of their jaw bones were found. So initially, we thought that this is perhaps from the same lineage as we have the Australopithecus in other parts of the world. But gradually, when we found more and more data, it was found that it is not from the main lineage. It may be similar to a chimpanzee or a orangutan, and contemporary to the Australopithecus, the stone tool maker worldwide known. So, but its fossils are very, very common in Siwalik rocks. Not very common, I should say. You have to search very vigorously, but there are some of their molar fragments collected from Himachal Pradesh have been kept in the Siwalik Fossil Park Saketi Museum also. Some more fossils is a canine of extinct hippopotamid, molar of an extinct horse, a skull fragment of an extinct bovid, the mandible of an extinct variety of the goat, a lower molar of an extinct elephant. All these are kept in the Siwalik Fossil Park Saketi Museum. So in addition to these mammals, non-mammalian vertebrates have also been collected, specifically the reptilian ones. The crocodilian remains are very common. This is a skull with even the lower jaw attached to it. Skull, this is the top view of the same skull. Several Gavialis or Ghadial, their fossils have also been found in Siwalik rocks and displayed in the Saketi Museum. This is a vertebra, mandibular fragments of the gavialis or ghadial. Tortoises, those are also very, very common in Shivalik rocks. Several varieties of tortoises, very large sized tortoises have been found in the Shivalik rocks. And those this is the upper one is called, this upper part is called carapace, and the lower one is called plastron. So on the basis of the fossil fragments of these carapace and plastrons, we could say that some of the tortoises found in the Shivalik region, specifically the Colossochelys atlas, was as large as about 8 to 10 feet. And based on those, we have made the life-size restorations in Shivalik Fossil Park area itself. We have been several pamphlets are being prepared and distributed to the visitors to give a basic idea about the fossil park and the details there. In 2013, from GSI, myself with the colleagues, we prepared a catalog of all the fossils which are displayed in the museum at Shivalik Fossil Park, Saketi. We prepared. This is a 300-page document in which an attempt was made to catalog all the fossil specimens displayed in the museum by giving their photographs, taxonomic status, locality, horizon, along with collector's name and field season. In addition to photograph of life-size models of the 6 of the Shivalik vertebrates erected in the park have also been given in this. A detailed list of fossils displayed in the museum has been given in the beginning of the catalogue. In addition, a group-wise list has been supplemented. The detailed geological maps and lithocolumns of the Shivalik strata in and around Saketi, mainly investigated by GSI, have also been included in this catalogue. So this catalogue specifically gives all the information, geological, paleontological, and about each and every specimen which is displayed in the museum at Saketi is given in this catalogue. This we published in year 2013. So this was all about the Saketi or Shivalik Fossil Park, and till date, to my knowledge, perhaps this is the only declared National Geological Monument declared by Geological Survey. This is the only National Geological Monument in northern India. We need more, yes. So while visiting the Shivalik Fossil Park, Saketi, we may visit nearby area Trilokpur. Close to Trilokpur, we have very good sections of Shivaliks, from where Shivalik vertebrates have been collected and kept in the Saketi Museum. So this Sirmaur Cultural Museum can be seen where ancient coins, these stone artifacts, then even manuscripts, anthropological items, and there are different galleries there. Freedom Fighters Gallery, and even recently a paleontological gallery has been added by Geological Survey in this museum. So it is worth seeing. It's about 14 to 15 kilometers from Saketi, from Kalam, in fact. You have to come up to Kalam, and from there you have to go to Trilokpur. In year 2014, the Geological Survey of India, mainly with the support from Dr. Vadhavan, the then DGGSI, came up with a coffee table book on the Shivaliks, which gives a very good idea about the Shivalik paleontology, stratigraphy, and the Shivalik Fossil Park also. So this is the coffee table book which came up in 2014. As I told earlier that in 1951, a fossil postage stamp depicting the Shivalik fossil Stiguna Ganesha was issued by Indian Postal Department. But since then, no other postal stamp has been issued in India. Yes, 4 others have come on fossils, but those are on plant fossils. But none other on the Indian fossil vertebrates or any other fossils. Our neighboring country, Nepal, has come up with the set of 4 fossils the Shivalik ones. This is of Ramapithecus. This is Archidiscodon, or an extinct elephant. Hippopotamid or Hexaprotodon. Giraffid, they name it as Giraffa punjabicus. Though in India we have Sivatherium. Those are two different species in the genera. So in India we also need to popularize all these. So overall, as I have shown that we can have a good tour to all these places, and specifically these two can be these QR codes. These can be scanned, and you can have the routes from Ambala and even Dehradun. This can be approached by from Chandigarh also. Chandigarh is about 90 kilometers from Kalam. Ambala is about 55, and Dehradun is about 130 or so. So there's the Shivalik Fossil Park and the Shivalik vertebrates. And this park, though a bit 6 kilometers from the Kalam, which is the main motorhead, and the road is only fair weather. It is difficult to go there during the rainy season, and you have to have your own conveyance. Still, it is visited by at least 500 to 600 people every month. Every month. So let's have a go to these places and see the park and the museum. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. V.P. Misra. We are definitely benefited by your illustrious presentation, and we gained a lot of insight about this fossil park. Now, the forum is open for discussion.